Hello, students. Today we are going to talk about our next project, which is the perfect mug of hot chocolate. And it's cold, and I think about hot chocolate when it's super cold outside. I just love it. So we are going to create our own mug of hot chocolate, and it's going to be a beautiful piece with lots of color. We are going to be creating a 3D form, which is called a cylinder. This cylinder is our mug, and it's very cool how it looks. We're going to be using something called an oil pastel and watercolor around it. So it's taking it up a notch from our sun over the mountains over here. See that? This is taking it up a notch. So we're learning yet another process with art materials so that we can create these wonderful pieces together. But first we have to practice a little, and we're going to talk through all these different ones I have here in my hand and why they work or why I would have changed something. But let's do that, and then we will work together on a practice one. Okay, so this first one has a rounded cup, which is kind of interesting. We started with the oval, and we brought down the line here to a rounded cup, okay? Then the handle had this kind of shape on this particular mug, all right? Then you create the plate with a halo line, one line, and a halo line to that line. And then in this situation, I took green to blue and purple and green on the tablecloth and created a pattern on this tablecloth with stripes. Stripes give your piece of folk art a lot of whimsy and a lot of pow-pow. Wallpaper, or the wall in the back, looks nice with a pattern as well. On your mug, you will decide upon some shapes. This has a circle and another circle and some lines. And then on the plate, the lines are tied together, okay? Let's go to the next one. Here is another same idea, just different color work. So this mug has the shape of a teardrop and circles with halo lines, okay? All these things that we've already learned about. These mugs are similar in the rounded shape and the kind of pointy handle, all right? I wanted my piece to really contrast. So I have some orange, like I moved yellow, orange to red on my wallpaper, but I went with like this deep purpley color and green in my tablecloth. There's a lot of contrast here. Orange and blue, they are the primary colors I used in this piece, and they are complementary colors, right? So that this piece has a lot of pow, a lot of pop. Aha. Here we have, again, orange and purple really pop. So would yellow and purple. Yellow and purple would pop even more. This mug is all I played with warm and cool. My mug plate is blue and orange, complementary colors. And my tablecloth is striped. So you can see I did stripes on these two tablecloths as well as this tablecloth here. So that's one way to do it. I did that same starburst kind of pattern in the back. You could do something else. Here's something completely different. The stripes are in the wallpaper, and I just did polka dots in my tablecloth. Now, there is not a ton of contrast in this one. So my green and my blue, if you remember, are analogous colors, so they kind of blend together. The pop comes from this wallpaper with the fuchsia and the red colors. So what I also want you to see is the pastel resists the watercolor. The pastel, this blue pastel, resisted this brown paint. You have a product in a pastel with a lot of oil in it, so it is hydrophobic. That means it pushes the water away and the paint away. So all your lines are being seen. This is a pastel that made that line, okay? All the lines in these pieces are all done with an oil pastel that resists your watercolor paint. And here's a final one here where I went with the idea of cool colors and warm colors in the background and the tablecloth. And I did some swirly squigglies with my pastel and then just worked my watercolor around that. See how the pastel remains even though you paint over it, because it resists the watercolor paint. It is hydrophobic, all right? And this is just a look at the pastel lines with the watercolor inside. All right, so we've studied these. Now I would like you to take your mug practice sheet out and we will practice our mugs with a crayon. So look to the next video for your mug practice will be the next video, and we want to use crayons. Okay, take care.